That took like an hour for it to kick in. My golly. Okay. Okay, well, this will be
12
fun.
minutes.
I mean, the time I clicked record, it was a good 40 seconds.
Oh,
It felt
I got
like.
you. Yeah.
Okay, so I just downloaded the pic. Do you see it by chance? The
Yeah,
graphic?
I like it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, so what are your thoughts on last week? And how
My thoughts are we didn't give them enough juice. Like, I thought everyone was gonna throw out some booking parties from Party Tips. And we still have today to do it, so.
Right, and show our calendars. I showed mine, but it's hard to show on the phone. It's not as cool as it was. But I mean, we still need to do that, don't you think? Every leader, and honestly, I have one team member that when we had our one-to-one this week, she was great about her calendar. So I asked her to show hers too. So it'll be fun just to see how people track their different shifts, their schedules, they make their shifts happen.
And if you don't have something that you're doing to book parties from parties, go to Google or YouTube and find something. There's so many good ideas there. So just share a video if anything else. Hi, Ken.
We're in South Carolina, sitting on a couch with our poor little Zippity who had a grand mal seizure yesterday out of the blue.
No.
I know she's 100% normal right now, but it freaked us out.
Oh, it's bad.
So we don't want
Is
her to
that
leave
the
our
first
side.
time?
Ever. Yeah.
Wow.
And they don't know what caused it. They said it could be the onset of epilepsy, but bless her heart. So we didn't sleep much last night because she had an IV in her, and we were all ready to rectally shoot her up if she had some kind of seizure, but she didn't.
Okay.
So that's why we're from afar. But
yeah.
Anyway, it's important for all of us to chime in, and it made me think, you know what? There was a lot of great, you saw on the challenge of the week, there were some great obstacles, and I chimed in on every single obstacle. And the more I chimed in, the more it helped me realize where they were coming from. And oh my golly, if they were to share with us their language, I hope they come back to the big picture and look at how much they're making it about them because they want it so bad. And it's not wrong. It's very real. But don't you think in some of those comments that said, I've asked, I said, I put in the language. Okay, what did you ask? How did you ask? And what was the language? And it's not like we're all knowing, but maybe that is a fun little thing for us all to guide and direct is, how are you having a conversation? Or are you just literally asking them to host a party? How are we making it tiny, their interests, not yours? Yep. Is it really about how you would want to be approached? So it was great for me too. So if you haven't done it, anyone listen to the recording even, go give your 2 cents. I know Brandy chimed in on one of them I saw, so which is great. Every single one of those people on the incentive group deserve to hear your side of it, our side of it, everyone's different thoughts and opinions. But my thought out loud was, as they were to give their language, then maybe we compile it all into one big all right, if this is said, then this. You know how we do scripts for Booking Blitz and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about that as far as, like you said, we got to give them more juice now. And they did their part. How can we guide? Oh, Ken has a thought.
Yes.
What if we did a roundtable discussion and invited them to come and participate, but it would be the leaders of, essentially the leaders of this group, all of the people who are usually on this call on Saturday. And we just took them one at a time and we read it. Okay, so-and-so said this. How would you, what are your thoughts? And then we could all share different thoughts on language, on maybe even have follow-up questions. If they're on the call, we could say, just like Danette was saying, so what words did you use? How do you typically approach that situation that you're getting that kind of response? And then we could all provide feedback, something like that. So it would just be a special session during the middle of the week where we could all chime in and walk through those one at a time. But just a thought.
Hey, we could do chats, Facebook chat. We could do a Facebook chat room. Want to do that?
Chat room, yeah.
I haven't done one of those yet, so yeah, that'd be fun. I kind of like your first idea though of taking each one and like saying here's some. I don't know. For me, I like to read it. I like to have it there. Where if it's a video that I'm gonna rewatch, then I'm taking notes and I don't know. Sometimes I just like to just see it like right there and read it. But
so what if we do both?
yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of the conversation. So, okay, I'll just speak to it right there. The conversation, because like you said, some people like to hear it only. Some people like to have it written. I mean, it's just accommodating all the different learning styles. So, yeah, let's try that. Let's look at what happened last week with, oh my gosh, September 1st. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. And for our group not to capitalize on this would be such a, oh my golly, disservice. Yeah. So, but you said you saw the party chain reaction, because this doesn't show that it went through, but I'm on a super slow internet here apparently. So remember when we talked last week that, okay, the week before was all about getting parties booked, getting the ideas of a physical party in a captive audience. This week, we really want to get crazy on, which we didn't, right? Not yet, only poquito. How do we get parties booked from those parties? And then we talked about last week how there are 3 different revenue purposes or focus, I guess we call it 3 outcomes. And those are, at every single party, we're trying to book more parties and trying to sponsor new people. And of course, we want to make sales. So the graphic that I posted was something that we thought maybe we could go over that tomorrow night and walk them through the big picture of why do you do a party? Because most people, honestly, they think they do a booth just to make sales, and they think they do a party just to make sales. But if they were to look at a trade show booth or an event booth or a home party or a Facebook party as the 3 outcomes generating, then you're going to do so much more than that one single stream outcome of income of just making a sale. Because if you go to a party just to make sales, then done. You didn't grow your tree. You didn't grow our family tree. We didn't grow our host list. Therefore, we didn't meet new people and expand our circle.
Yep.
What are your thoughts? So I don't know if you can see it, but I pictured everyone at my online party having fun, like you see there in the graphic. Some people were clapping, some people were sitting, laying, comfortable, but the whole idea was we have one host, and look at how many parties hosted off of that party. I mean, I go into it with half, but that's not realistic. And so even the fact that there's that many parties that could be possibly generated at a party, even if it doesn't look realistic, doesn't it kind of, I mean, what do you see, Yvonne, when you see this graphic as a whole?
I think it's exciting. Just because it is, yeah, it's more than just sales. That's what's going to keep your business going, and that's what's going to keep your business growing. But like you said, if you don't utilize, or not utilize, if you don't
apply it.
Yeah, so if you're not doing a booking parties from parties game or something like that, or following up with people afterwards and asking them if they want to book a party, if you're not doing those things, then you're never going to get to the point where you might be flipping those hostesses and growing your team and getting more sponsors. And it's a really fun big snowball that'll start going if you can get it going.
Yeah. And so the new TEAMMIE on there with EAK with the Earn a Kit, I purposely did that because the host isn't always the one that wants to join, and sometimes they don't realize that you can offer that Earn a Kit, right?
Yep.
So if we show this tomorrow and talk, I mean, this was what's so great about this format of our incentive groups now, Yvonne, that we love, is that look how real life they are. It's not like it's a workbook or a manual. It's literally every night, every week, us as leaders reflect on it move forward with it, and then we get to approach the real group we have right now, because every group is dynamic, so I don't think it can be the exact same, but the format to me is what has just been profound. I mean, our one-to-one calls have never been better and stronger, and the fun part about the one-to-ones with the incentive group people is they've been talking to their team members, and then a couple of their team members this week for us asked for one-to-one calls, and we're all, what? Yes. Yeah. Hallelujah. Mm-hmm. So it's so much more than just earning this incentive.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So look at him. Am I interrupting you, honey? No. Dude, where's my car? Okay. So if we cover this walk through, and I'm totally comfortable and happy, obviously, to walk us through this. When we look at, we've done parties, captive audience, parties off of parties, what do you see as being the action plan for the week? So from this, what do we see?
Well, I think last week too, we talked about this week should kind of be sponsoring, I think, and the Earn a Kit. Like they need to know how to flip the party or gift the party. Earn a Kit. Right. They don't even need to flip it. They can just do the Earn a Kit. I don't think people know that either. I think they have to flip the party. Well, they don't know that it's two different things.
I know, and it's so powerful that you say that, because it is hard to justify. Ken and I have talked about this. It's hard to justify to a newbie when they just want to earn money and then they gift the entire commission. But you know what? We were talking that they don't need to. Well, a brand newbie doesn't need to absolutely gift the entire party, but boy, can they earn a kit on, and that's still growing them until they get into that zone, because it's a lot to know and retain. Go ahead.
It's different for so if you need sponsoring points, then you may need to be focusing on gifting the party.
Oh, I see.
If you don't need sponsoring points to earn the incentive, then why give up the commission and do the Earn a Kit? So, and just like you said, Yvonne, I think it's critical that they understand the difference between the two. In one case, you're keeping the commission, and in the other case, you're trying to help them get to certified, for example, to be able to get those incentive points. So you're giving up your commission to get incentive points instead. So it's a little bit different dialogue, I think, with this particular group of people than we would do generally for our teams, where we would just educate them on the differences and when and why to do, because it's hard to think about giving up your commission and then you got a deadbeat, right? But it's very easy to say give up your commission and get a rock star. So, but you never know what you're going to get. So it's tough. That's why I love the Earn a Kit. It's like now I can sponsor somebody and not give up my commission, whereas before it's like you're telling somebody brand new who's still trying to figure out how to make money in this business to say give up the money you're currently making because you're going to make it up at 2% or whatever it is with this new team member you have on board, when you never know for sure whether that's going to be the case. So I've always struggled with that. But with the incentive group, I think it's way more crystal clear. You need sponsoring points, consider doing the flipping the party or the gifting the party. You don't need sponsoring points, do Earn a Kit. So that's my take on it anyway.
Yeah, so we talked about this week was all about, which will be perfect with that graphic, honestly. When you have that graphic and we have that snowball effect, and we're talking about getting parties booked from a party, and you gift the party, but you already have those 3 other parties booked, is it going to help your business more to gift those 3 parties to your brand new teamie? Because you're still setting them up for success. And this is back on, letting them know the difference between the Earn a Kit and the gift of the party. But we can still gift them the part. And I mean, I agree with Ken. If you need sponsoring points, then gift the whole party, gift the commission and all of it.
And give them the book parties.
And give them all the book parties. If you don't necessarily need the sponsor points, then Earn a Kit that person in the crowd. And then those other those other parties that are hosted or booked off of there, give that to that newbie, and that's still setting them up for great success. And you keep the commission, and then you're growing your PRV.
Yep.
So they got to have points for the sponsoring and the PRV point. I mean, it's kind of a facetious question if they need sponsoring points, but
Yeah.
but if we paint a picture to them that way. So what are your thoughts on I'm thinking out loud. We do some earn a kit trainings. Because the video I did was 10 minutes for SFR, and I walked them through language on how do you, I mean, I went from getting a 6-pack of bars ordered to getting a party gifted. So how do we talk that up? So that's one training that I can post. But maybe all of us leaders will share. It doesn't have to be a live video or a podcast or a it's just, it could be, I mean, it doesn't have to be a video, but it could be anything that's going to guide them on earn a kit.
Yep.
All the different ways to learn about. Okay, so what are your thoughts on that? As us leaders, our leaders is to share earn a kit training ideas.
Sounds good. I got a couple I have in mind.
Leaders share. Okay, so.
Oh, you know what else? And I'll share it then, but I think a lot of people think of earn a kits as when you have a party to use the earn a kit. But I try to teach my girls, we call it Money Mondays, where you put an order in every Monday. So you're gathering orders all week long, you put an order in on Monday. But you also try to use the earn a kit on Monday. Like, you can use the earn a kit from gathered orders. You don't have to wait till you have a party. So that's another thing that I'd like
That's good. So that's a great training to add.
Yeah.
So my question or my thought out loud is, when us leaders are sharing an earn a kit training idea, are we also sharing gift the entire party idea?
I think we should share both. Yeah, all of it. Like, give them all the options and let them, they're gonna have to figure out, each party has different circumstances. They're gonna have to figure out what they want to do.
We want to make that clear as leaders. If there is a difference. Let's share both. So this is our cow. What should be their cow?
That's a good. Their cow should be to use the earn a kit, but that might be hard in 1 week.
But they can. With everything going down, this week we have our 3-pack of bars and our flour. I mean, get that going right now. Get outside orders collected, or what, not necessarily pre-orders, but you know what I mean. So they can do their own party. So they can gather, get at least 200, so you know you're going to have an earn a kit. So maybe that's the big challenge of the week. Your challenge of the week is to put yourself out there and collect at least 200 PRV. And then when you do that, somebody's going to get a kit offering in the US for $39. Who's getting it? Who are you going to offer that to? And so that's kind of a fun way, don't you think?
Yep, I think that's perfect. And you know, the other thing that I think is kind of fun is that until you actually go through the process and click the buttons and flip a party or do the earn a kit, you don't realize how easy it is and how cool it is. Because I think they're scared to do it because they don't know what they're supposed to do. So once they do it, I think it gets kind of addicting.
Is there, I haven't walked through it. I haven't walked through it, but is that something that you could do a screen share?
I have a video, a Zoom class that I did that I can share.
Perfect.
And we have a graphic, a step-by-step graphic that we've posted up there. So, and I'll pull it from Team Talk and add it to that.
Yeah.
So those are great training tools. I mean, the more we have, like we just nailed it right there. You said you have a video. I have a hard copy. So now that's accommodating those visual learners, the auditory learners. So that's fun. So we know that they have the $39, well, whatever it is, it's discounted. It's 20 PRV off, I guess. I don't know what to call it in Australian, but that's fun. And then this, I think this week is also, so we want to make sure we highlight flour 3-pack and we might have another LTO come out this week, because look at all the things. There's 8 different things. We've already got the harvest collections. Now there's 7 more things coming. Like, well, the NFL and NHL are both, that's 2 things, but they're one at the same time.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, come on. They're going to be busting some of this out in the next 3 weeks that are left, right?
Yeah.
See, so shootable. But we should also
another thing I think we should share, and I think I have some good resources on it, is the verbiage that you could put on your page to offer the kit. You know, you can't say free. There's certain things you can't do, but there's some really good verbiage that you can pop on there to try to get those people. Oh, and then there's another thing I can share too. A really good way to try to get people like that is a Google form. A Google form that says, you know, if you could join Scentsy for free, or not free, no out-of-pocket cost, would you fill out this quick form? And it's almost like a little job interview, kind of, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you more information on that person rather than just giving somebody a kit. You get to choose who actually is going to work with the business, or, you know, it has some great questions. So I'll share that too. I think that's a really good little tool.
Yeah, and that is for on verbiage on how to use the Earn a Kit.
Verbiage on how to get somebody to take advantage.
So are they posting it like or sharing it privately, or
on their Facebook page or private message or text or anywhere, VIP page.
Verbiage for how to post an Earn a Kit availability?
Mm-hmm. Because when you have a party to close, like you have a $500 party, you don't want to close it without somebody. And sometimes I do, because I don't have somebody, and I want to have a list of people. I want to have a list that I can just go down and always have somebody.
That's what the
So.
question is, right?
Is that what the questionnaire is about?
It totally is, because somebody was asking that on a page, and that's what I use Google form for. She just has all these.
And I love that, because I do that for my Facebook parties, and I know Brandy does too. And there's actually a couple of our one-to-oneers that started doing these Google forms to fill out for their VIPs to get their packets.
Mm-hmm.
Those are people to add to your potential Earn a Kit lists.
Yep.
Love it, love it, love it. So you'll post that?
Yep.
Yvonne is posting that. Okay, so we also said this week that we would do where are you on the incentive points check-in update. Show us your updated tracker.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So my thought was show it to, they can either post it or show it to you as their leader. Show it to their leader, because some people aren't comfortable posting their points. The point that the whole gist is to know that they filled it out, because now they have actual, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to see where are we going to make up those 2,500 points if they didn't hit their 1K in the last 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Updated tracker. Oh, show us.
And that's a good point you might want to bring up too, Danette, is it's one thing to look at the tracker on the workstation. I think people like to look at that because it's done for you. But to actually go into that Excel tracker and figure out what you need is so much more important than just seeing what you have. You need to see what you need. Yeah,
we got to see, how did we do in our business projections, and where are we where are we actually at in our business? And what should we do to make up for this area? Or, wow, we spanking it in that area. Where can I concentrate to build up another area? So, yeah. Okay, cool. What else?
Well, no, I think that sounds good for this week.
I do too. And it's, again, it's so applicable. It's not just busy work. That's what I love about it. It's not go out and give out 10 packets and report back.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I have a friend who, you know, we talk a couple times a week, and she was going to do like a recruiting incentive, you know, recruit so many people, get this, whatever. And I'm like, what? I'm like, people don't know how to recruit. I'm like, the best way to recruit is the Earn a Kit. It's just the easiest way to sponsor. So if you can get them doing parties and using the Earn a Kit, the sponsoring is just going to come rather than having that awkward conversation, you know, have you ever thought of making money with Scentsy? I mean, that works too, but the
Right, but
tournament and the
not
party
right out of the
is
chute.
such an easier way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The Earn a Kit really is not really sponsoring. It's just really offering somebody a kit. I mean, if that's how they really might look at it. And you know what? That's really all sponsoring is, but we get all wrapped up around it. I mean, I know I did it in the beginning because it was more about me, because it was so important as I learned how, oh, I mean, yeah, now it's about both of us, of course, but the more we can really put it into their world, and I mean, who knew what was going to happen with none of us. And then to look at, I mean, we can go on about what this is off the charts. I mean, we're on track to make $1 billion this year. Who does that in a pandemic? Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, but no, we're so go shout outs because you're a superstar director. Watch, it's gonna happen. You're, oh my golly. So and I know we talked about you before, well actually 5, because you'll want to have your backups, right? Maybe even 6 leaders, because you constantly want to be building them so you never have to go not paid at title, no matter what level. I mean, we will, but you don't want to, of course. So you know who your 6 leaders are, right?
Yeah.
Your 6 directors.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so then whoever's listening, we also have Brandy on Star Director Watch.
Yeah.
Holly's on Star Director Watch. Bonnie will be Star Director this time next year. Watch. Michelle James just hit her 6-month consistency bonus. So this time next year, Star Director Watch. Christy, oh my golly, Star Director. I mean, come on, you guys, this is so amazing. This is so fun. What the heck? It's awesome. So yeah, we're cheering for you, and we're not quitting on any of you. So let's just make it happen.
Yeah.
All right then. So I'll post the recording as soon as it gets loaded and all of that, and then we'll chat tomorrow night.
All right, sounds good. Have a good day, you guys.
All right. You too. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.